It's a moose. So, Shatter, it's made by and it's
They make
interactive.
games.
It's interactive and they make games.
You have a ball and you have a paddle.
No, a bat.
Alright.
So you've got a bat and you have to make the ball bounce.
Yeah.
You can shoot up multiple balls, as many balls as you have lives. So if you connect...
In this game, balls are life. Why didn't they make that tagline?
If you've got 5 lives, you've collected a couple of lives, you can shoot out 5 balls. And as long as you can keep them in play, you're earning points from all of those. And apparently there's a multiplier for having balls, more than one ball, lots of balls.
Just like real life.
Where it differs from the traditional breakout game is you can actually control the ball by affecting the winds. Like,
and your ball has a laser sight.
It does. It's got a laser sight, which is rad. So you can suck air in, which will bring it towards you, or you can push it away by blowing, and it will push it away from you. So it's a lot more interactive than traditional breakout games, isn't it? Like you can suck and blow. You've got points that you collect from the shards, which you can then unleash this huge hailstorm
and
of bullets.
Shield yourself because
Shields.
some bricks will just start floating free,
Yep.
and they like loose cannons are gonna hit you.
And then also the different brick types. There's like bricks that can't be killed by your blast shard thing. You've got bricks that float. You've got bricks that propel themselves. You've got bricks that suck in air and repel air. You've got bricks that move like mechanically, like a big dangling penis.
Okay, so you've got the suck and the blow on the 2 shoulder buttons.
Yep.
Like X to launch the ball.
Yep. Or balls. Yep.
Sure.
Multiple.
And thumbstick controls up and down for the left or right. I would want to have the suck and blow on one side only, because that's kind of where I'm at mentally.
It does, and it also makes sense that up and down.
Yeah,
like
that was kind of my feeling. Because
Mirror's Edge, it made sense.
With having left and right, sometimes it makes sense to you in the game because pressing the left one moves left, but sometimes it doesn't. So like you have to do that mental like aerobics in your head sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean that's pretty minor.
The square button is the shield, which uses up the triangle for the shard storm. The the shard storm being activated uses up all of your saved up power, but so does your shield. It doesn't use up all of it though. It just uses up while you're
uses a lot of
activated. Uses a fair bit, yeah. But it's handy, especially when lasers come into the game.
Wait.
Lasers.
Oh.
There's not really a story to Shatter, although it seems like it's hinting at one, so I made up my own. Basically, it's
Jim, the bat.
Yes.
Tired as an office day job.
Basically, the world is a futuristic version of our world, except
people will be replaced by balls.
A hyper-technologically advanced Lego block mates with Skynet and just breeds this awful, awful universe of super advanced death-dealing blocks that have a great fear of balls. And so you have to just go to it. You're a bat. Because humans become bats in the future.
Okay, what we really know about the story is that there's a bat and a ball in the kinetic energy harvesting facility or something. And then an anomaly occurs and they're breaking out. And I guess this is what happens when stuff goes awry in energy harvesting things.
You have to
just
escape.
wrecks the planet around them.
Yeah, basically, I learnt from the last level that you're actually trying to escape something, and at the end there is a little happy little ending sequence.
Oh.
I didn't quite understand what they were getting at, but it made me giggle. It's not incredibly long if you play it start to finish, because you've got pretty much infinite lives. You have 3 or 4 lives per world,
right, and
it resets each world. I don't know, it probably took me about 2 hours. But the real, I'm nowhere near mastering the technique. I've got so far to go. The scoring is where it's going to come into its own. So, right. From what I understand, there's going to be somewhere on the screen that's going to show your closest rival's score. Maybe down there or maybe up there. That's going to motivate me to play it a lot. If you've got a score 1 million above mine, that is going to piss me off something chronic. The boss battles are also tough. the last couple of boss battles, it's like some evil, like, mathematician designs like this torturous homework for this poor bat, where it had to like learn about geometry and how to like
Trigonometry.
and like how to do the angles and stuff. It's just
Calculus.
yeah, it's terrible. You've got so many things that you have to think about while you're also worrying about where your bat is.
Graphics look pretty awesome.
They look fantastic.
Yeah.
The style is rad. In the background, you've got like on each different world, you've got different themes. So like one's like this weird purple thing, one's like this sort of green vine thing.
There was maybe like a little bit too too many things going on at once. A very like specific
Times.
Yeah, like there was.
It gets busy.
Yeah, we're doing some sort of thing. Bricks were blowing out, the ball was coming through an explosion or something, and like I think in the background, like a flash of like the thing in the object in the background like came, rotated just a little bit, and the light sort of went whoosh, like right over it, and then other than that, totally badass.
Oh, wicked, and also like there's some tiny little details like the bonus screen where it bounces and hits the wall. Yeah, see there, that thing that goes around.
Yeah.
Like, and it sort of pulses as well. It's like its own little breathing, living entity. It's really cool. 60 frames per second, so it's very, very smooth. I believe they said 4 times anti-aliasing. Why do you hate the aliases so much? So what do you think of the music?
Great, yeah. Sort of like kind of electronic mostly, but with like guitar riffs.
I had a little bit of a flashback to Everyday Shooter. It was quite cool because that had music down really well. The sounds of the game, like getting the bonuses, the explosions, the slowdown for the shard blast. It's all like it's got its own little theme, and it plays into the music quite well. It's all really coherent. What do we got for the negatives? Maybe a little bit too short. Maybe. If you're just playing it for the single player, not worried about high scores, possibly a bit short. I don't know. I think some people might think it is too short. I didn't, because I know where my replay is going to come into it and how much value I'm going to get from it. So I'm going to say no, it's not, but some people might. Just throwing that out there. Like we said, maybe a little bit too busy sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
There's quite a lot happening. But that's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's part of the game. There's a lot happening. It's a very involved breakout.
They're very seldom. You can't map the controls, which is just a little bit of a bummer.
A little bit.
I just want to map like one button to another button, and you can't, but I'll get over it.
Positives.
Everything else.
Pretty much
everything else.
Pretty much everything else is positive. The way the game plays, innovation of a pretty much dead genre, like breakout games. What are you going to do? They made it fun and interesting. The different blocks, the different mechanics of the paddle's abilities. Boss battles. The boss battles took me back to the old shoot 'em ups. The Clocko block is very smart, like the way the hands of the clock move, it generates blocks, and it's got the sequences where it's got indestructible blocks. The end boss is an asshole. Actually, the second to last boss is a bit of a bastard as well. It's got a beak.
It's the final boss in the game of life.
And it will tear at your leg.
Don't touch me.